All right, we are in the pod. My name is Don Periano. I'm your host, and we are sitting down for the 13th episode of PH7 Pod, Finding Balance in EDM. Tonight we got Mr. Miles Joyner, aka Let Us Know Who You Are, brother.
Done Dizzle. Done Deezy makes
Yes.
it look easy.
I had to let you say it. I wanted to hear you
Yeah,
say it because I saw
yeah.
your logo and I love it. I'm gonna throw it up right here. But it is what's Don Dizzle about, man? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Very stupid story, but a little bit of correlation. So I was doing like some thrift shopping back in Jacksonville, where I'm from, and there's a player who used to play for the Jags named Justin Blackman, and it's like crazy to see like his jersey. And so when I saw the jersey, I was like, oh, that's a Done Dizzle, which is like the meaning of that means like it's a done deal, kind of thing. And I remember telling my mom about my name, and she's like, well, your father used to say done deal a lot when he would make sales as a car salesman. So it was kind of like a little correlation thing. Yeah.
Done deal, done Dizzle.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
that. I love that. So what kind of genre is the Don Dizzle brand going in? And is it like what you DJ as well? Is it kind of in that same ballpark?
um I don't know. I would so just to say, I love to play tech house. I love, jacking house, just like straight up house, like kind of classic sounding,
Yeah.
like Chicago style. But I also have like this really deep love for, I guess it's called down tempo.
You have
Um,
very good tribal integrated grooves that I just like
right,
that pick you up, and you're like the next element catches you, and it doesn't hit right on beat. It hits like it waits and then it catches you in, and it's like all right, and it kind of gives that back
right,
and forth kind of feel. A little different kind of
right.
house. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and so it's like I don't really know because I'm like 3 years into this game as far as a DJ and then like a house producer.
For sure, yeah, I
I
was
was a
about to ask.
Yeah, I was a musician before all of this, and so but like yeah, so like Sebastian Leger, he's a I want to say he's French, down tempo artist, and his melodies, they're like they really speak to me, and the rhythms speak to me. They're kind of it reminds me of like the Phrygian scale, the melodic minor scale. Sounds a little bit Arabic and Northern African kind of thing. So that's where
Totally.
my melodies are like really steered towards that.
Yep, yep. I remember. Yeah, I'm excited to get to this Helios song that you have coming
Yes,
up later on this.
yes.
Next month, really.
Uh-huh.
Well, this is going to be releasing on May. This podcast will release on May 1st. Your song is coming up May 4th. Little pre-promo. I'm just plugging it, man. I'm so excited for it.
Yeah.
I like this song, and we'll get to it. But it's talk. It gives everything that you're talking about right now. I have to look up this Sebastian Lagar guy
Hmm.
because is it Lagar? Yeah.
Leger, so it'd be like Leger. Yeah.
Ger. Okay, copy
Yeah.
that. Copy that. Yeah, totally. And so like that's kind of I guess would lead into one of my
Uh-oh.
questions about like is that kind of what are some of the artists that influenced you versus artists that you just like really like that over the years?
So I mean, electronic music dates back for me all the way back to like Dead Mouse. That's like 2012. And I
Yeah.
was doing like trap beats for my friends, like hip hop beats and stuff like that, but lightly into electronic music. And so Dead Mouse got me into it, and then I took a step back, really fluttered my stuff as a musician, and then came back to it with Disclosure. Disclosure really got me straight up, put me in it, and so
Disclosure is
I,
amazing.
those dudes are they're insanely amazing, man, and they pick great melodies and rhythms, and they're kind of all over the place, just like me, and I love that.
We were blessed. I mean, growing up, I mean, I'm about 28. I know we talked, we were familiar in age. And
Yeah.
I guess to take a point on where you came from, one of the most fascinating things that I think it was is that I met you at one of the all deck open decks night that Jack the Tripper was throwing in San Marcos, and we're at that rooftop, and you're telling me that you were new-ish to Austin, but
Right.
you're from Miami, or
Jacksonville, Florida.
scratch me crazy. Yes,
Are you good?
Florida,
Yeah.
Jacksonville.
Yeah.
And I just, I remember, I was thinking back to that conversation, and I'd like to just ask it here. Why did you make that move from Florida to Texas?
It was kind of a decision between a girl that I was seeing at the time. We kind of decided on moving to Dallas. Things didn't really work out at the time, and then I didn't really want to stay in Dallas anymore, and I didn't want to go back home. And I
Yeah.
was already attracted to Austin, so I just moved here.
I think I was telling you it was like Spider-Man, that no way home kind of thing. You're like
Yeah.
you depart and you kind of like didn't look back. But I guess to like give a nostalgic or a look back on something, what'd you really like about living in Florida
Um.
before what and your time there?
Oh man, I mean, Jacksonville is my home. I mean, we got the so many things I love about Jacksonville aside from like being there. I would say like it's kind of sleepy. It's a little chill, but it's like, and I'm a big sports fan. I'm a big Jaguars fan.
Well, I was
So
about to say, do the colors of the Jaguars jerseys and their colors, does it represent
yeah,
Jacksonville?
it represents like easy going, but like a little bit of we got the black. The
It's like a
gold is like
coral and
maybe
a
the
gold and black.
yeah, teal, black and gold, and yeah, it's just like we just keep it cool, but like we got the beach, we got the river. Don't really play to the river, too much like we do here in Austin, but got the good
Yeah.
beach, and then we got the good vibes, and I would love to go down to Miami and to see shows, and that might be like what you remember me saying. Like I would go down to Miami like a lot. You know what I mean?
I think so. I think so.
Yeah, yeah.
And so like you move over here, you start a different life. How old were you when you moved to the Austin area?
I mean, so I got here in July, and I
Oh,
just turned 30. Yeah, I
just
just
turned
turned
30.
30, and
Hell
so like
yeah.
it was like 29. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm about to turn 29 in May, at the end of May.
good age.
So I'm super excited about that. I'll be dead center in the middle of Austin over in that Guadalupe 38th kind of Lamar
Hey,
area. It's
nice,
hot.
North
I
Lamar.
love. Yes, yes, 100%. It's such a good area. I lived there before. I've spent my time in Austin, and I feel like I'm able to finally come back. It'll be good. But being there since July, what have you found to really like about Austin so far?
1 second. Can I plug this in real quick? Because I feel like there's a delay with the Bluetooth a little bit.
Yeah, I'll edit this. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, just 1 second. 1 second. All right. Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm. Can you hear
All
me?
right. Yeah, I got you. All right. Yeah. So the question you asked was what? One more time. What was it?
Yeah, no, I was asking. So now that you moved here to Austin in July last year, 2023, bring that. I mean, we're almost topping off. Like we're 10 months into that journey.
Mhm.
What have you found what have you found of liking in Austin? What do you really like about this city so far?
Man, so I got here. It was like the end of July, so it was really like August, and like some friends that I immediately met at the time, I guess, they invited me to the river, and so I like took to the river, met some cool friends out there, and then like a month later got like a paddleboard, and
Mm,
and I was just chilling with my roommates for like the first 2 months, like not really going out, not really taking to the scene, and then the first time that I went out to higher ground, I met Charlie, I met Jay, and they were immediately cool. And then we talked, we chopped it up, and they're like, you know what, just come back next week. We'll put you in a slot instead of getting picked for the decks that they
yeah.
had. Yeah, and then they let me play, and then I mean, I guess I did well, and then we kind of just became friends after that, and
Are you talking
so
about Charlie? Charlie's a Thai guy.
Remedy.
Remedy? Oh,
Uh huh.
Remedy.
Uh huh.
Got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I've met Remedy.
Yeah.
No, I haven't met Remedy. I met oh my gosh. So who are the people that go over to Superstition a lot? I'm trying to remember the
I mean, there's a
name.
lot. There's Talon Mac.
Dustin?
There's
Dustin?
Mr. Darian. They used
What
to
is
play
he?
there a lot. I don't think they play there anymore like that, but yeah,
Yeah.
just to close the question, I just love the community here. The community like really took me in, and not to talk bad about Dallas, but that's just not what I got from Dallas when I was there.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm fully getting that here at 110%.
There's a lot of opportunity here in Austin. I feel like
Yeah.
so many people doing things right now. It's such a beautiful city. And
Yes.
people even they'll go out and it's on Sunset and they have like a little art car box or something, not a car, but like on a bicycle. And they'll
Yeah.
just post up and throw like a shuffle session or something like that.
Oh, nice.
I've seen that. There's this famous shuffler, Sierra Castro. She lives in Austin. But
Okay.
yeah, I know. Austin like attracts like some really cool people. It's not LA, it's not Miami, but
No,
it has its own vibe.
it's like
Yeah,
right there in the
it's got
middle, and
its
I
own
love it.
lane.
I love it. It's like,
Is he
yeah,
there?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Can you see me?
Yeah, I got you. Let me
Okay.
move my computer over a little bit. The Wi-Fi's a bit bad back here, but yeah, it's right there in the
Sure,
middle,
sure,
and
sure.
I love just the vibe is just like it's not too much. It's definitely not too little, and so yeah, I love it here, man.
Yeah. So let's get and talking a little bit about when you started DJing versus producing. And oh my God, I feel like let me ask that one more time. My computer needs my charger. One moment.
Yeah, yeah, you're good.
All right. Having all sorts of fun. Okay. Is my internet good over here? Okay. It should be good. All right. What the hell was I asking? Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember. Um, So as far as DJing versus producing, and I know we're going to go through some songs today, but I saw your style of DJing, and you get down. You're just a fun person to look at when you play, bro. And
Yeah.
it's such a great vibe, and that's why I wanted to walk off to the side, look over the rooftop, and just talk with you for a moment. But yeah, man, as far as the DJing versus producing kind of journey, how's which one started first, and how long has the making music been going?
So I was started producing first. I was producing like a lot of trap beats for my boys back in Jacksonville, and then that kind of just like I kind of fell to the wayside for so many reasons, and I really took to like I'm a drummer and a guitarist, and so like I was in so many
Uh,
bands, and yeah, I've done so many things with that, and so and then I would say about 2020, there's a DJ who I'm gonna shout out named DJ Poppy Disco in Jacksonville, Dorian Lopez, and then my boy Andre Martins, and then David Bex. Those three were a part of a collective called Tropical Del Noche. And when I saw them playing at a thing outside, I was already kind of getting back into like Disclosure and stuff like that, and the Latin vibe and the tribal kind of vibe really got me into it. And they would switch it up too. They're not just doing all just that. And so when I saw Dorian or Poppy Disco at a thing, like he was headlining, and I was like, now I know that I want to DJ. Like I know it. And so just started.
that's so amazing to just hear that, to have
Yeah.
that feeling of confidence that you know something you want to do, almost like you have to do it.
Yeah.
Which is you kind of get really invested in a brand when you're making it, I feel like, and
Yeah.
it takes such a long time to build a following. You got to be a likable person for one, but also like put in any sort of work, and you got to love what the producing can do for you, and what how many options there are in building a song, and
Yeah.
just enjoying learning more and more and more, to do a new thing, to keep on testing, not just like the standard of music and stuff that's out there, but testing yourself so that you can participate.
Yeah. 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 I agree.
um, yeah, yeah. What kind of producing tools do you like to use? What are some of the go-tos that you use when you write a song? Do you write in Ableton?
I know. I write in Logic. Wait, hold on. think it's my connection.
Uh,
Okay. You got yeah. I write
okay.
it. You got me.
Chop chat.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, I got
I
you. So, do you write in Ableton?
no. I write in Logic.
Nice.
I at first it was Fruity Loops back in the day when I was doing trap beats and stuff like that, and then I got around these like musicians and they were all using Apple products and they were all using Logic, and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna do it and get into it, and I just didn't look back. And then lately, probably about 2 years ago or something like close to that, I got the DJS 1000. It's a Pioneer
Yeah.
yeah, and so it's like a little sampler pad, and I just remember like seeing Disclosure in the Croatian set using it, and I was already kind of trying to do something like that. I had the SP404 when it comes to like playing live and like doing like sample heavy stuff, and
What's
and
an
then
SP404? What is that?
so a Roland SP404, it's like a little sampler pad, it's a little rectangular kind of thing, and a lot of
Right.
guys people use it more so for like lo-fi beats and stuff like that. And like I remember seeing this guy back in Jacksonville named Logan, and he was just killing it on it with this guy named Black Toilet. And I got really the Black Toilet is great rapper from
I
Jacksonville.
am
Yeah.
screwed on that name. That's so great.
Yeah, he's cool. And so I saw them using that, and then the SP404 was tough because manually shifting the tempos was really tough. And so and then I got the Akai MPC-1, and I just
I
didn't
know
like the
that
work.
one.
Right. I just didn't like the workflow in it.
Yeah.
At the time, and then I also had an MPC 2000 XL, but the bottom cursor didn't work, so I just had to sell it. But I loved it, man. I loved it so much, and so yeah. Then
What'd
I
you
ended
love?
up,
What'd you love about it?
man. It was just sampling was just so easy, and it was just so. I thought the workflow was nice and it was great, but just that bottom cursor just can't, like, you end up trickling down from like left to right instead of just going down, and so I had to sell it. You know what I mean?
That's great. So, did you move away from sampler equipment to a controller?
No. So the DJS is a full-on, I mean, pretty much a standalone sampler that coincides with Pioneer equipment. Like you can sync if you want to, which I haven't been doing much lately, but whatever. But and so I love the DJS, man. It's like, I mean, the song "Wake Up" is fully done off the DJS. It's not done on the computer at all, like at all.
You know what? Super sweet side note. Why don't we let me take a quick deviation to get into Wake It Up, since you just we kind of we partied on that. I love where we're at right now. So
Cool.
let's keep the energy. So I want to put this on live and whip us in. One more time. I want to write it down. What did you say you wrote it on? What was that tool?
The DJS 1000.
DJS 1000. I love learning things, and that's part of the reason why I do the podcast, just so I can learn them things. Oh, you love it? What do you love about it? And what'd you do with it?
Right.
Okay, so we I guess we have Wake It Up coming on. Damn, bro.
Appreciate that, bro.
Song's Tubi. Boom, 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 boom. This guy is going. He deserves some claps. Give some claps for that boy right there. Dude, so I was writing some stuff down. The song at the end of it, I said, "This song is Tubi," and I was like, "What did I mean by that?" So like, I was like, the synth that bounced back and forth in the beginning, and it kind of rode through the whole song. It was just such a good groove and such a good back and forth. And then those 16th hats were just like very crisp and very sitting. They sit so well in the mix. And then the build in the middle to that bass groove around 2:30 that just gets down, and then you bring that back at the very end and rides it out. All of that. And then when I said Tubi, I think it was because of the third part, that gliding synth that sounds like tubish sounding, but it's like it's a square wave it's a square synth of some sort. But that's when I was like, man, this song sounds Tubi.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah. So which is it's cool. What gets tricky is that the DJS, like remembering which patterns are what, and like, you know, it's something that I have to be like well rehearsed in. And so like, even like when I record it into the DAW, I have to know exactly where I'm going to go, you know, exactly when I'm going to use this, you know, reverb, or when I'm going to put the riser on. Like, so yeah.
Yeah, man. Well, done Dizzle, done did that one for Wake Up. And so was that one of your only songs that you wrote on that DJS 1000?
No, man, I got, you know, a lot of it is sample heavy, and I mean, that's why I got it, because I love doing samples. And you know, the thing about, you know, and I'll go ahead and just be frank about this, is like why I got the DJS is because, you know, doing certain samples, you know, you can't always release them, you know, and it costs money to get them cleared. And so when you're doing them out, you know, live, you know, it's like, first of all, it's an exclusivity. Two, it's not, you know, it's not even a real track. Three, it's like I can like do this like right here, like nobody else has it. Like it's just something that is only on that little USB that's in that DJS. And so I got other stuff. I got other stuff that's originals, but they got to be figured out and like just, you know, properly done. You know what I mean?
So when you use that thing, I picture myself like making all these samples within Ableton, or pulling in samples off of Splice, and just, I mean, plugging them in. Is that pretty much?
100%. And so the thing is that you know, if anyone uses, and myself as well, if they use a DJS, you got to watch out for having these only be like 16 beats. It's, you know, it has only a 16 beat step sequencer in it. So you got to make sure that your pattern is 16 beats. And so, you know, the thing about that bass line, I was like, man, this bass line has such a good, you know, on Wake Up, it has such a good like groove going. Right?
Yes.
It's got such a good groove to it, and it has such a good resolution at the end of it, that it's like, it's fine that it repeats itself in this 16 beat pattern. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I mean, dance music is 16 beat patterns, especially like once you get into the house and tech house and melodic house and techno world, or tribal stuff, or just, you know, desert house, whatever you want to call, like, you know, it's all these, I mean, essentially loops, but with a little bit more, I don't know, a little bit more craftiness because producers, you spend more time. You're not just doing it live. When you do
Right.
something that's live, you have a lot more time to do a little bit more fine detail stuff that
Yeah.
really is the ear candy that is fun to make house music. But it all lives in 16. Like you go 16 to another 16, and then 16 drop, and then 16 settle, 16
Yeah.
build, 16
Yeah.
for real.
And so, and like, if I may, really quick, another one who's like crucial in my inspiration, is Jamie XX. Like, I don't
Jamie
know if
XX.
I don't know if you've ever seen Jamie XX, but like, I've seen him twice now, and I just remember being out there. And this is where the whole exclusivity thing comes from. Like, I remember being at two of his shows, and obviously I'm trying to Shazam some stuff, and it's like
Yeah,
this is not coming up, and then I get to see an overhead of what he's using, and he's using like two CDJs, two Akais, and like another sampler thing, and so it's like I said, that those tracks that he's playing half the time aren't even a thing. They have no code.
that's
So
wild. That's super
yeah.
fun though. I mean, it's just like, I guess part of the same reason why I want three CDJs, just to, have another arm really, because
Mm-hmm.
it's fun to do on the two, but having, three that are really just jiving with each other,
Yep.
and then you're mixing, and it's super fun. It's
Yeah.
super fun to mix and use loops, because a lot of DJs just go from song to song, and it's like, well, how did you get to that next song? Did you kind of
Right.
just wait for this one to close and do what Spotify can do for me,
Right. 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 Right.
Or did you mix it in? Did you mix it in and have some fun with it and make me want to dance? Really,
Right. 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 Right.
it's all an excitement thing. I feel like that's what got me into dance music. It was very exciting.
Yeah.
Why did you pursue dance music?
So I just like, man, I just love I love the vibe to it, but I also like, when I was in these bands, man, I would have these ideas, and they would be like kind of Fela Kuti kind of type, little African, and but also like a little bit like, maybe like, what's their, Dance Yourself Clean, LCD Sound System a little bit too, and so like
Mm,
the big percussion like section, a lot of melody too, but like we're vibing for like 20 minutes on this thing, like,
jam
hell,
band.
hell, I even saw Foo Fighters one time, and they did a 20-minute Pretender, and
That's insane.
and
20
that
minutes.
dude, right? And but they go into this groove that is like, they end up making the Pretender into like this, like, they got that point on the, Pretender. It's like, I must left, I must right, I'm the enemy, and they go like, and they turn it into this big like groove like section, and it's like, that's not a thing. It's like they can only do that live.
Exactly. That live sense is very true, and it hits an interesting point with me. Is like, you have all of these things, all these pieces you were talking about, but like, and although you can't make it live, I mean, you could in a way, I guess, with these tools, but you bring all of those, every element, and you are in control of that when you're writing a song, and you're
Yes.
in your production. And
Yes.
how did that fascination go for you?
So like, I remember in that, Disclosure Croatian set, the circle set, at the towards, not just the edits that I really loved in the middle of it, but towards the end they play the Help Me Lose My Mind, and it's way faster, and then
Mm,
you can see Guy like toying around with the DJS, and that's when I really get to look at their overhead of the boards, and I was like, I want to know exactly what that thing is, because they're using it with Pioneer equipment, and this
right.
is the best edit of Help Me Lose My Mind that I'll never get, you'll never get, no one else. It's theirs, and I was like, that's what I want to do with my own stuff. You know what I mean?
That's unique. I like
Yeah,
that. I like
yeah,
that creating, and you've kind of just resonated with me that I never even thought of it that way. Is that these live sampled sets that they do? Yeah, they're playing something that's a familiarity to us, but they're not doing it the same way. That is
Exactly.
just that we can, go play on our car radio and zip the highway and just listen to. It's totally different. It's
Right.
just something that doesn't exist. That's a great point. And
It's
that, and
it's it's like I just know how I feel about it, and I hope that other people can feel that way about it when they hear me or someone else. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Hell yeah. I love that.
Yeah.
That's inspirational, man.
Yeah.
And that's why
Yeah.
you keep on doing it. That's why you keep on doing it. You get better at it. And I don't know, when was the last have you ever brought that DJ what was it? The TJS 1000. Have you brought that to
Well,
like a live performance before?
yeah, I would, well, so I got it kind of at the tail end of me leaving Jacksonville. I didn't do a lot in Dallas. And then here, and not like a shot to anybody, but you don't come across a lot of 4 channel mixers here.
You
Um,
don't. You come. That's and I thought you. Well, let's just lay this question on because it's part of the ones to wrap up the artist interview, get to know you part. If you had 2K to buy all in one decks tomorrow or save up to get some CDJs, what would be the move?
like the whole thing.
Yeah, because you just said you don't see a whole lot of fours or threes around,
Right,
and you probably in any open decks you're probably seeing some XDJ all-in-one type
right.
of module, and yeah. So, how do you feel? Would you just go and get yourself all-in-one to practice on, or would you just hey, I know how to DJ, I'm going to get there. I need CDJs, and I eventually want to get a third one or a fourth one.
So here at home, I have the XDJ XZ, so I'm able to practice on 3 or more, channels, and I love it. But it's not always like. But so I would say if I'm stepping outside of that, what I would do is the DJM V10, which I've been
Hmm.
practicing on a lot at Club E. Club E, and it's kind of a secret. It's not a secret, definitely not now. But here in Austin, every Wednesday from 9 to 3 o'clock, Coconut or Club E,
Right.
they have an open
Next to
decks.
Coconut Club. Yeah.
Right, right. They have an open decks. It's 10 to get in, but I look at it as a big practice session. Not a lot of people go out to it, and so I don't tell people when I'm going. I just go, and
I've been there. I played there. I like it. It's kind
I
of
love
cool.
it.
Juan, he goes by 140. You know what I'm talking
Uh-huh.
about?
I think
Yeah.
yeah, the Hispanic guy. Yeah.
Yeah, little
Yeah.
Hispanic guy,
Yeah,
little
yeah, I know.
shout out Juan, not saying you
Shout
little man.
he's
Um,
he's cold. He's cold on the decks, yo.
I've known Juan. I'm 28 now. I've known Juan since I was 16 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, we grew up in the Houston rave scene, really. I mean, I swear, I mean, not I don't think I'm gonna arrested or anything, but he made me my first fake ID and it was a paper and we got into stereo live. And I'm
Oh
telling
yeah.
you, like, I'm talking back in those 16, 17-year-old days, and he's like at a public high school down the street, and I live in a neighborhood just right next to his, basically, but I'm
Yeah.
going to another school. But yeah,
Yeah.
and now he's just doing all these things and getting involved and throwing these open decks and I just love that he's reminds me of just like good people that I've met along the way that
Yeah.
are sustainable people. Found good people to be around and continue life with. To still be throwing events or going out and DJing and looking healthy. And yeah, shout out Juan. You're doing
Shout
great, man.
out. Yeah.
But Clubby's a good one. I really like the Godspeed guys doing their thing
Oh
as
yeah,
well.
yeah, 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 yeah. Those are
Um,
Ben and Sam. I mean, actually,
Ben and Sam.
so they are the first people to actually invite me to a Dex with the slot and everything. Literally, the first time that I play here in Austin sort of at all in front of like in the city, is at
Yeah.
the Godspeed Dex. Yeah,
Heck yeah,
yeah,
man. Heck yeah. Well, I guess we will get to this Helios song that is coming out from the moment this podcast is releasing. It'll be coming out 3 days after on May 4th, right? Oh, man. Yes,
yes.
that's one of my best friend's birthdays. That's a good
Hey,
day. Good day,
may the
good day.
may the fourth be with you.
Right? Always. All right, Helios. I love the artwork on this thing too with the sun. It's cool.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Ooh.
Sad I didn't hear that. Take that. Promote that. And, stand behind it. Man, it sounds so good.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Such a soundscape. Some of the stuff I have here, I could hear it at a Desert Heart type of show or a cruise ship. The rise in the tension in that middle that then breaks down, and then that brassy, like low bass sound that comes in and is like coming in and out. That it was just like, it was right there for me. And then I said I really like in the drum area, the shakers are hitting really nice. The clap has that like that clicky of it has like a little rim hit in there, combination layered. I love that. And then the Middle Eastern tribal horn synth at the end, bro.
It's like, that kind of vibe is what I like. I just love it so much, man. I love the harmonic minor scale. I love the Phrygian scale. And a lot of times when I'm creating, like even like right now, I got this Sahara Desert just 4K thing, just like playing. Like when I'm creating a lot, I just have that on the TV, just muted, and I try and get in the vibe. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
You got in the vibe on that one, and I'm so excited for you to be releasing that one.
Thank you.
I'm happy that you sent it to me because now it's in my bank. I'm going to try to play
Please,
that.
please, please play it. Please play it, man.
I think it's a good summer release. Like kick the summer off
You know what I mean? It's about to
type of
get
song.
hot, bro. It's about to get hot
Yeah.
here.
Why the sun? On the cover, I saw that you started promote.
So Helios is the Greek ancient mythological god of the sun.
Mm,
And so it reminds me of like, you like looking to the sun for something like, hey, let me get heat, let me get sunshine, let me get UV. I need the sun, you know what I mean? So I named it after Helios, the Greek god, sun
amazing,
god.
man. The
Yeah,
sun god, right? That's what I was writing
yeah,
down here. The sun
yeah.
god, the mythological sun god. Um,
Mm-hmm.
really good stuff, man. I'm glad you
Thank you.
shared both of those songs. And I guess we'll get over a little bit into the PH7 hydration house talk before we wrap up today.
Cool.
These are really centered around PH7 being, something that is, although I still have fun, still party, I do really care about sustainable practices and hydrating and not falling off, not falling
Yeah.
off because there's a lot of many easy ways to fall off. Evil is deeply rooted all around us, and anxieties that our anxieties is believing in tomorrow. Not believing tomorrow, believing in something that hasn't happened yet is what
Right.
anxieties is. And I feel like when people go off and they do a little bit too much and they don't take a break and they just push, and then anxieties creep into people's lives a little bit easier, and then we lose our confidence, and then we're not even where we were we're trying to shoot for in the first place, I feel like.
Right. Right.
So this first question, how important do you think it is for a producer DJ to find a sustainable medium in going out, performing, socializing, promoting?
Woo, that's big for me, man, because like, at a certain point, for one, I'm a FedEx driver. And so I get my exercise out there and, I'm hydrating before, during, and after work, so I can be ready for the next day and during the day, the entire operation. And so,
Yeah.
and then there's like finding the balance financially, and so it's like going out, I kind of got to pick and choose, and I'm trying to be, especially here, excuse me, in Austin, I try and be as intentional as possible when I go out. Like, what's my intention on going out? Am I going out to just party? Am I going out to, which is very seldom, I'm usually going out to network, and to politic if I gotta say, or to play, whether it's an open decks or something like that. And so it may seem that, sometimes other DJs that I'm not really supporting, but it's like I have to make sure that I'm being intentional about what I need to get done. And you can't always, that's why I have my friends. Like my friends, like we hang out at the house, you know what I'm saying? Like we, or keep it low key. And then like, but like,
I love low key, man.
and so, I'm deep into producing and practicing as well. Like, I know a DJ who I will not name, but we all know him, but it's like, and one time he told me that he just doesn't practice. And I was like, no way. Like you don't practice. Like I get like 2 hours like every other night, like on the XDJXZ, man, with what I want to do. And that's
Bless,
why,
God bless.
that's why I play how I do.
Yeah, practicing is so important. And you're saying that you find time to practice, you have your job, you're always on your feet. It seems that your health is and you do things low key and you try to find that happy medium in your life.
Yeah.
So like it seems that health is really important to you, which drives this question is, do you consider your health important? And if so, what do you do that allows you to stay healthy and active? It seems like your job for one.
The job is literally like a kill two birds with one stone kind of thing. And so literally I get home and it's like, we're still hydrating a little bit, but we're probably gonna get a nap in. And then after that, it's like, let's have like an espresso. Let's get up. Let's get on the computer. Let's do some homework that we gotta do. What's happening tonight? Is it important enough to go out and to be a part of? And it's like, and also when I was a musician, someone told me this way back in Florida, and he said, stop making your friends your fans. And that's a big thing that a lot of us end up just doing subconsciously. Is like, hey, you're gonna come out to the thing, and it's good to support every now and then, or lean for support from your friends, but we got to start like getting people who don't do what we do into this. You know what I mean?
Yes, and it just makes those moments though, like when the friend's like, "Hey, I have a Friday open and I can come out. Are you playing?" And then they want to come out with
Right.
you, and those moments is like really special because like out of all the people in the world, those moments. That's why being with people is just very special. I feel like we spend a lot of time in our own space with ourselves, and
100%. And so I didn't mean to cut you off, but like, my
mm,
health is all I got. I'm 30, and you about to, you're 29, and so it's like we're not
yeah,
getting
buddy.
younger, and you gotta watch it. You gotta watch it, man.
It's the
You know?
perfect time to like I feel like 28 is to 30 is like that wonderful time in life for us men that we look
Yes.
and we're like we're checking, hey, check every single thing that we can account for and check it all and
Yeah.
see,
Yeah.
do I need to take a break on that? Do I need to hit the pedal on this over there? What is it? And
Right.
I feel I'm just like I'm in love with this age and finding these things to press the pedal on and things to take the break on. In the past year and a half of your life, have you felt like you've had to hit the brake on one thing to hit the gas pedal on another thing?
Man, yeah, like I grew up. I mean, I was eating pork like a lot for breakfast. I believe in breakfast. I love breakfast. And then
I
I
love it
went to the
too.
doctor. You know what I mean? I went to the doctor here, and he was like, your blood pressure's a little high, so I had to take a step back on. I had to get the pork out. I had to, hydrate more, maybe turn
Not
down
the
on the caffeine a little.
bacon.
Man,
Oh.
and and the sausage, yo. So it's like,
Oh my God.
it's like chicken, 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 a little bit of beef here and there, but it's like chicken for breakfast, for lunch, for a little bit of turkey mixed in, but like definitely had to like cut out stuff in my diet, to stay healthy.
Yeah, I get some chicken flautas or something, man.
Come on, yeah, come on, yeah, yeah,
Oh, I love that. Yeah, man. That's crazy though that you've had to go through that change. But it's beautiful to go through change, things that we have to face that we ask why am I facing this? Why do that person over there isn't facing this? But it's like it's a moment for us to get our eyes off the what's over there and bring it back here and being like,
right,
this is what you're dealing with, and this life is still rich and still good, and there's a new day, and what can you go forward with, and what do you have to lean back on to continue living a good life. I love just that's keeping it at its core. I just want to live a good life, man, and what that entails is a
yeah,
lot. It does entail a lot. It's not I want to live a simple life, is I want to live a good life.
right, right, right. This is the only time that we have here, man. We're not gonna get it back, and so it's about making adjustments. It's about listening. It's about learning, and it's just about everything in moderation, man. Everything in moderation. So it's like,
Yeah.
and and I also just want to say something real quick. I was talking about practicing. I got a thing that's written on my whiteboard over here, and I've been saying it for years. I don't know if anyone else has said it, but I say that practice makes sense. I grew up a Christian, and so I have a God who I think is perfect, but nothing is perfect,
Amen,
and
brother.
so
Yeah, we are human. That is not we are imperfection, but God's grace. God bless, man. I love
you know what I'm
grace.
saying. So it's like
Grace.
practice only makes sense. It's never gonna make makes maybe perfect sense, but you're none of us are ever gonna be perfect. So it's just make sense of what you're doing and practice and
Practice makes perfect sense. I love
come
that
on,
one.
come on, come on, come on.
Amen. That
Yeah.
that one's in the books. That one's in the
Yeah, yes,
books.
sir.
And that's I love your mindset, man. And that's I love wrapping up on this question. I actually made this one new for this session was what type of mindset do you believe is important to take on a daily walk as an artist? And it seems that you're portraying it right now.
I would say keep on listening, man. And I would say to any, especially DJs, DJs, musicians, keep listening. But also, if I could shout out, like, get a YouTube Premium. YouTube Premium, like, because you can listen to so many different things out there that aren't on Spotify, aren't on Apple Music, or in these other streaming things. Songs that are out, like. And you can catch, you can close your phone and you can like just I just listen to so many different people, so many different sets, and that's how I find my IDs, my ideas, and that's how I stay inspired, and I just don't stop listening. And obviously work helps me with that, but I just never stop listening and never stop learning.
Hey, I love that. The mindset practice makes perfect sense.
Come on.
Just keep listening to what is around you because
Yes.
the shoes that you're living are important to your life and what's coming your way. It's been put there. It's been put there, and there's a lot of things that have been put there, and that's where, Lord, free will. I love it. I love free will,
Yeah.
and it allows us to do what if we seek guidance, then we can know how to use that free will and live a good life, right?
Yes.
That's what I believe.
100%, bro. 100%.
Amen, man. Well, I really love this chat. So the last one's is promo upcoming. What are you getting into? Of course, we got Helios coming up. What's the year and some goals this year?
The goal is to, I was gonna call it an EP, but I think, I'm racking up on about 8 tracks, so it might be an album.
Dude,
I
yes.
don't know if it's gonna be an EP. We're still deciding on that, but like, so it's to get that out in the midst of the summer, and to just get more shows around here, and because I've been performing since I was 16, and I
Very
want some.
comfortable.
Yeah, right. Thank you. And so I wanna have something to show for on the outside of that, and because I believe that it'll help me in so many different ways, and I just need to get the stuff out. So
I
that's my
love
most important thing right now.
I love what you just gave me the idea of, and it was I saw this thing of Arnold Schwarzenegger once, and it was saying that bodybuilding is a spectator sport, just like music is a spectator type of event, and he
Mm-hmm.
was saying that if you can't get, he's like, you can be the biggest and strongest in the world, just like I'm thinking, all right, metaphor, you be the best producer in the world, but if you can't get that, if you can't get the crowd and you can't get that spectator engagement, then it's like he called himself not a good bodybuilder. Good bodybuilder has
Right,
is a spectator type of thing. So it doesn't happen overnight, right? It takes a whole lot of time and consistency and being the best, being as best as you can be, and then your
right.
spectators are going to eventually be there, and it's going to be the right moment. I feel like.
Right, because it's about teaching, just like Arnold Schwarzenegger just said, bodybuilding, and if I may, taking that in terms of DJing or coming out with a project, or even inside of a 4 to 5 minute song, you want to have these dynamics of building up to something, telling a story, instead of just like
Yes.
coasting and just like going through the motions. You want to have dynamics in all of this stuff, and that's what I learned as a musician back in the day. We have dynamics in our sheet music, mezzo forte,
Mm.
mezzo piano, double forte, forte. And so it's like, this is all about dynamics in so many ways in life and music, inside of a song, bodybuilding, whatever. And so it's like, you just got to make sure that you're telling the story in a very proper way.
Yeah, if you're being your authentic self and you're telling this story from start to finish, and you're not asking anybody to pick up the pencil for you, and you're writing it and you're
Right,
saying, look what I'm writing, and if somebody likes that, it's gonna be that much more amazing because they like what
right.
you wrote, and you're like, I can do more of this because I wrote it and I
Yeah,
know how to write more.
yeah, yeah. 100%, 100% on that. 100%.
Love that, man. Well, this episode was super good. This was the 13th episode of PH7 podcast, Finding Balance in EDM. We went all over the place with Dizzle, from starting off with Sebastian Lager, Sebastian
Yeah.
Leger, to talking about the DJs 1000, rolling through the song Wake Up, having the song Helios coming up soon on May 4th.
Yes.
And the mindset of this man. Please do go and follow Dun Dizzle. This is a man with a aspiration for driving good vibes and good practices and good music to people, just to bring joy to the dance floor. So props to you, man. And
thank you so much.
I'll be seeing you soon, man. I'll be seeing you soon.
Let's link up again, brother. I appreciate you so much. Thank you.
Take it easy.
You too. Bye-bye.